This isn't the first time I've recorded a video and not been in my car since since forever, actually. Don't scratch the carpet. Don't scratch the carpet like that. I had a quick thought I wanted to share about family and keeping in contact. And I wanted to give some love, kind of like a shout out to my grandma, my dad, and my mom for staying in contact with me. Like, I'm the one who mostly calls my mom and my grandma, but we all have an active, loving relationship with one another that I recognize a lot of families grow apart as life goes on and the youth become the adults. And I feel so grateful that the family I have, I want to stay connected to my grandmother. My grandma is not so stuck in her ways that I can't teach her something new or come to her about something and say, you're wrong about this. And it's hard for old people to hear that they're wrong. But I feel like I've been giving her a lot of practice since I was young, because I used to correct her grammar. And it wasn't because I was stuck up, but it's because I think my mentality was, if I have to learn how to speak correctly, I'm going to teach you how to speak correctly too. And I also am an avid book reader. I'm diving into unnecessary details, but I just got off the phone with my dad and we were talking about a plethora of things. I talk to my family about so many different topics that I know can surprise people sometimes when they find out that my dynamic with my family is as fluid as it is. And I just feel so grateful that I'm even able to have a connection with my family where it can be something that's like, this is not typical for family dynamics to look this way. And it's sad that it's that way, but I'm very grateful that my family is tolerant's not the right word, tolerant but accepting of differences, tolerant and accepting of differences and of learning. My parents allow me to teach them new things, and I think a lot of the older generations have been taught that anyone older than you is more wise than you. They can only be the ones to teach you new things. Anyone who's younger than you, you can be the one teaching them. But it's not, it's a linear thought for them. Old equals wise, young equals dumb, and you have to be the one teaching the young dumb one. But I think my family and the people who came before me have learned that the youth have a lot to say and a lot to teach about. They teach us, I feel like we teach the older generation about love, about boundaries, about trauma and resilience and how to heal from trauma. And there's something else. There's a lot of things, actually. Consent is another one. Consent from other family, which consent and boundaries I feel like kind of go hand in hand to me, because if I don't consent to having you in my space, don't cross that boundary. Simple as that. I don't care if you're my family, blood relative, whatever. If I don't like you and I don't approve of you to be in my space, don't get close to me. We are not cool. Thankfully, I don't really have a whole lot of family members like that. There are a couple, but not a whole lot. So I'm glad that my immediate family is not full of that type of strife and tension. Like, there's always going to be, I feel like, normal amounts of tension with family. But I think that my dad, my grandma, and my mom have really made it so that when there is tension, we can always work through it. And they're willing and able. And I feel like I'm willing and able to listen to them, especially if I'm in the wrong. I can be a dickhead sometimes, especially if I feel like I should be the one that's right. But I hurt people's feelings too. I don't mean to, but it happens. And I just really appreciate that I have a family dynamic with the three people who I know I spent the most time with in my childhood. my grandmother was the sole, not sole, but she was one of the main caretakers of me when my mom was deployed in Afghanistan and Iraq. And my dad was off in college. And then when mom came back, went with dad, you know, the whole shebang of like being with the parents, but they're separated, but they love each other. And boom, here I am. Like, I'm just so grateful for my people. And I want to know how it can become more normal for families to stay close-knit. My family is so divided, and even though I live so far from all three of my family members that I'm talking about, we still find ways to keep in contact with each other. Whenever it's possible for us to see each other, it happens. I love getting a chance to go see my grandma. I love getting to hug her. I love getting to get all the snacks that she has. Grandma stays with the snacks. Like, it just, bless you. Don't look at me like that. It just feels really, it just makes my heart happy. And I was like tearing up in the car, like, wow, I love my family. And I'm so glad that we are able to love each other in all the differences and all of the life stuff that's been happening to us. But I just wanted to come and share that with you guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Bye.